I normally don't do videos. I mostly speak on lives. But since Eagles wants to pretend he don't know about the phone conversation that's put out and want to act like he's so confused. So let me just say this. Sparkle bitch ass just went live. The three of them were up there. They were basically, talking about, trying to deflect. And Sparkle, I'm gonna get you in one love on Jason platform tonight. Cause this video ain't really about y'all. But one love, I'm gonna say this to you. You said you hate me, right? But if you hate me, then why the fuck did you reach out to me in November? Because I wasn't thinking about you. As far as I was concerned, you were deceased to me. You reached out to me because motherfuckers was exposing your ass on this goddamn internet. Okay? Now you said on Sparkle Live that I recorded, by the way. You said on Sparkle Live that you got that you know somebody legally that can flag stuff, right? Okay. So why didn't you get that person to do it? And I already know who you're talking about. So why did you reach out to me in November? Because if I hate somebody, number one, I ain't gonna talk to them or nothing like that. But that's besides the point. So anyway, this is the receipt from May 31st, 2026 at 5:17 p.m. This is what Eagles sent to another individual that had emailed him about me being blocked over there in his chat. Now this was the same night that I came up there and I was silent because he told me not to say anything. Okay? I'm not going to just come up on the panel and not fucking say nothing. He told me not to say nothing. We talked after the live ended. This is what he said. Look at the email. I've talked to them on yesterday. Now, the them that he's talking about is Coon 1 and Coon 2. But I told Michael, in order for there not to tip the other side off, we must keep things the way they are. They cannot see things have changed because it will make things worse. I want Lot Lizard and the others to continue to think that we have no communication. Okay, so once again, these are his words. These are not my words. These are his words. So he wants people to continue to think that he can't stand me, that we fell out. Okay? So, in other words, he's trying to please Coon 1 and Coon 2. But like I said before, and I'll say again, if you grown, you don't owe nobody no explanation. So if you grown, why do you got to go and see, like I said, you fucked up when that recording came out. You fucked up with that recording when The Truth put that motherfucking audio out there. That's what fucked it up with me dealing with you again. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a grown man conversation. I was up on your platform 3 different times, yo. I was up there for the Whitney Houston thing. When Sour Patch was up there, we talked after the live ended. That was the last time I was up there. And I believe that was like, what, 2 weeks ago. But when you get on the phone and you start talking about me, that I have a problem with. And that is what I call being fake and being two-faced. Because you telling me one thing, but then you over there telling Coon 1 and Coon 2 something different. That is what I have a problem with. I want Lot Lizard and the others to continue to think that we have no communication. If they continue to think that we have fallen out, they will focus on that. I am not trying to give them no more content. It is important that we are not seen together publicly, because the next thing they'll be saying is he is begging me to let him back in my life, or they'll be saying he is stalking me. Stop right there. Y'all see that? He said it is important that we are not seen together publicly. Okay, stop right there. Like I said again, folks, he is the one that told me to come up on his platform. I don't just come on people's platform unless I'm invited. Okay? He asked me to come up. He told me don't say anything. He said, don't say nothing. Wait until the live ended. He made sure, and I got proof of that too. So if he want to continue to play, I can put everything out there. He told me, don't say anything until the live ended. And we talked for like 35 minutes the first time, 45 minutes the second time, and then the third and final time, it was 25 minutes. So on my end, I thought everything was okay. He apologized to me for being petty and bringing that shit publicly. You understand? So I thought everything was good. But when the Messy Five put that audio out there, that's when everything changed. Let's continue to read. I blame myself for bringing this situation publicly. Okay, so he's talking about when that happened and when he was being petty and brought that stuff publicly. I agree. You was wrong for bringing it publicly because as far as I was concerned, I was done with it. Okay, but let's continue. But I'm trying to keep this from becoming much uglier. I have talked to them though. He's talking about Coon 1 and Coon 2 about blocking me. Okay, so that means when you sent this email to the person that you sent it to, that means you had already talked about me on the phone to them then. So that means you talked to them on May the 30th then. So that means when you sent this email, you wasn't being sincere. See, that's what I mean by playing in my face. You telling this person one thing and because they related to me, but then you on the phone saying something entirely different. Let's continue. These folks are monitoring all of my accounts. Now, he does have troll accounts. I'm not going to rat him out and say what the names are, but he does have troll accounts, okay? They are streaming my accounts, but I'm trying to figure out a way to dissolve this. I'm trying to protect him, talking about me, from more negative stuff. But I asked that they not block anyone without my saying, and then I reached out to them yesterday. Okay, so that means when you sent this email on the 31st to the individual that you were communicating with about me and about the situation, that means that means Sparkle recorded you and that other bitch on May the 30th. Okay? So you were talking about me on the phone to them. But then in the email right here to the other party that you emailed, you trying to play like me and you cool. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And you supposed to be a minister, sir. Now, I'm not going to curse you out. I ain't going to call you all out your name. I'm not going to do that. But my thing is, don't tell me one thing and you telling other people that I talk to one thing, but then you telling them motherfuckers on the phone, you sitting up there talking about me like a dog to them. Sir, that's being fake and two-faced. Because when we talked up on that platform and I got the receipt, you seemed to me like you were upset about them blocking me. You didn't like that. You was talking about taking their wrenches and everything. So, you know, what's the deal? What's the deal? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, when I heard the audio that he put out, that you burnt your bridge with me, sir. Because I gave you the benefit of the doubt when you apologized to me. So I don't know why y'all are over there trying to change this narrative, saying that Danielle manipulated me into turning on you. Because that's besides the point. Y'all didn't bring up about the audio that that the Messy put out there. And I already know he did it to be messy, to get Jason off of Leah's ass. But my thing is this. Nobody manipulated me into anything. I heard the audio for myself. I listened to it 8 times to make sure it was authentic because I know how The Liar 5 is with that AI shit. That was not AI on that one. That was all three of y'all talking about me, Marcella, and other people. On that first one, it was about me. And then y'all mentioned other people. Well, the Cross-Eyed Creep did anyway. Then, One Love, I'm going to check your ass on this too. You said No Edges told you she was doing a project about me. Okay, so why didn't you tell me that 2 years ago? While you was busy telling me other things about her, why didn't you tell me, hey, Michael, I wanted to let you know she doing a project about you. Now, you just said that on Sparkle platform about 30 minutes ago, and I got the live recorded where you was talking about me, No Edges, and other people. Okay? So I don't know why you so upset that the audio was out there. Oh yeah, let me say this too, because you brought Renee up. Renee ain't got nothing to do with this. So don't try to put Renee, you recorded Renee illegally. No, I didn't. When I did that interview with Renee, Renee agreed for me to record that. So you don't know what the fuck you talking about, One Love. You weren't on that phone call. Like I said, you came to my ass in November. You right. You don't like me and I don't like you. I can't stand you. I don't think nothing about you. But you keep seeking me out. Now, you just told on yourself again today. Now, you said 2 weeks ago you don't send nobody cash apps, right? You said you was going to shut your cash app and stuff down. But today you said you sent Goody a cash app. And you said Denat was over there talking about Yolanda. And you was over there. So I know what you're trying to do on that too. You trying to get Goody to come over there on Sparkle platform so you can get Goody to talk about Yolanda. And I'm not even cool with Yolanda, but I'm just calling. Look, I don't give a fuck if I'm beefing with somebody. If I see bullshit, I'm gonna call it out. Just like you, and you think I don't know it's you be over there in Ben Israel's chat, stirring up shit. That B sector tips that everybody kept saying was me, wasn't me. That's One Love's account. She be over there in Ben Israel's chat, stirring up shit between, I guess him and Sammy broke up. I don't know. I don't give a fuck because that ain't got nothing to do with me. But she be over there stirring up shit. And One Love, I know your ass like a book. I can tell when you have fake accounts because you say and do certain things that give you away. So don't try to manipulate and try to say that that I was paid money to turn. Look, if he hadn't put the audio out there, I wouldn't have never knew Eagles was talking about me. I already know how you and Sparkle are. You and Sparkle have talked about each other to me on the phone. And I have those receipts too. So don't sit here and act like you squeaky clean because I can really fuck you up with the receipts that I got. But I don't think about you like that. So you can threaten about PIs and all that other shit. Like I said, I pack. Ooh, excuse me. I pack and I keep things with me. So I'm not worried about you sending nobody. No, what's that dude named Javier? I ain't worried about that motherfucker. I ain't worried about you sending nobody over to where I live. Period. Just like when you gave me Danielle's son's information. I didn't ask you to do that shit. You want to talk about me putting out a recording of you saying Sparkle called CPS. You goddamn right I put that motherfucking shit out because you had motherfuckers on here thinking that I called CPS when that messy motherfucker called. And you were the one that told me he called CPS. One Love. Because if I did it, I would have been bold enough to put the motherfucking conversation out that I called, because that's how motherfucking ruthless I am. You take me as you are. I can be nice. I can be condescending. I can be sarcastic. I can be a ruthless motherfucker too. It just depends on how you treat me. If you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. But if you an asshole to me, I'm an asshole to you. I don't just come on here and bother people. I hadn't said nothing to you since April, since we last talked in April. So don't get on here lying, talking about I don't talk to St. Louis. One Love, you reached out to me in November when you was getting your ass drugged up and down these YouTube streets. You reached out to me through third party, gave that other person, Jason, your phone number for him to give to me. So let's not get on here and let's not try to lie, okay? Because you know I can pop you with that too. Because you know I took screenshots of my call log when you called me. Okay? So we not about to play these manipulative games that you be playing. And that's what you do. You play games a lot. Then you bring in Reed up. But didn't you just say weeks ago you didn't like Reed? But now you all of a sudden buddy with Reed. You're a predator, One Love, and you're a manipulator. So getting back to the main topic of the video. So Eagles, getting back to you. You say you're a man. So why do you have to hide the fact that you were talking to me? But then you get on the phone and you talk about me to both of these individuals. And Sparkle recorded the whole. And Sparkle, let me say something to your bitch ass. Because I heard you over there talking about I could go to jail for putting out the motherfucking bitch ass nigga. Now I know your motherfucking ass ain't talking about no motherfucking recording. Nigga, you recorded me on the motherfucking phone and put that shit out there. I didn't give a fuck, because what I say once, I can repeat and fucking three-peat. You forgot about that shit, didn't you, Sparkle? You have recorded No Love. You've recorded her multiple times. You've recorded Dion. So shut the fuck up talking about somebody could go to jail. Then talking about Kandi crazy. No, Kandi was right about your ass. And that's besides the point. So y'all can quit this narrative that I was paid money to do the. No, I'm not cool with none of the. I'm not cool with no parties. I didn't have beef with them. I'm not on nobody team. I operate solo. You understand? I'm making that clear right here and now. I operate solo. The only reason why I was over there in that other guy's chat was because I wanted to hear the part where y'all were talking about me. You understand? So don't try to get on here, One Love, and lie and try to say I was paid. Nobody paid me nothing. If that audio had never been put out there, I wouldn't have no reason to even address you, because as far as I'm concerned, you're dead to me and you don't exist to me. But it just seems like whenever you get into situations, you always want me to flag stuff for you. Well, I'm letting you know I'm done with that. You on your own as far as that stuff go. You know, you didn't give a fuck about what was out there about me. The lies that was out there about me, when people was making up lies saying that I'm a pedophile, that you didn't give a fuck about that. You didn't care nothing about that. You just only wanted the videos about you and your husband gone. You didn't give a fuck about all the lives that people was doing on me. You didn't give a fuck about that. But I will never ever help you again. I will never ever help you again. Then you lied about the money situation. One Love, let's not lie, okay? Let's not lie. Please, let's not lie. Let's not come on here and try to lie. I didn't pay him to do, I didn't ask him to do. That's a lie, One Love. I can prove it. I can prove it. Where our conversations on the phone where you were thanking me for flagging stuff, I can prove it. And like I said, I'm a man. I can admit when I did my shit. I flagged, I did. And I got rewarded for that shit too. And I still got some of that money saved up. Still got some of that money left over. But I will never ever deal with you again. Now, when you get into another situation, you on your own. Just like when Eagles wanted me to flag that video when they was putting his image on the toilet. But see, I'm not flagging nothing for nobody no more. Everybody is on their own. You know, everybody on their own. And you just sat right up there and said that lady that you be having do stuff, flag stuff. Okay, then you let Shonda do it. Don't reach out to me. You said you hate me. Okay, good. I hate you too. And you supposed to be a Christian. You the fakest Christian that I've ever met in my entire fucking life. You ain't got no room to be coming on here talking about nobody. You're a fake hypocrite Christian. Like I said, if that call wasn't never put out, I wouldn't have nothing to say to you, period. So get mad at Sparkle and get mad at The Truth for putting it out there. You get mad at them motherfuckers for putting it out there. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have no reason to be on your ass. And you always say people can't stop nobody from talking. Everybody got a right to tell their story. Touche. You can't stop me from telling mine. I don't know what make you think that you can tell your story, but everybody else can't tell theirs. But anyway, Eagles, getting back to you, it's disappointing. But Trees did warn me. I will say that. Trees was warning me. And she wasn't the only one warning me either. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. But after hearing that audio, that's it, man. You know, I don't do the fake stuff. And then I heard you over there today, Eagle, saying, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Talking about some, whatever somebody say I did, I don't give a fuck. Oh, okay, well, and you supposed to be a pastor too. And you supposed to be a pastor, right? Now, let me ask you a question, Eagles. Did Jesus conduct himself like that? Did he go around saying the half the stuff that you saying? I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, me and Jason Paul will be live tonight at 11 o'clock. The more audio we hear, we just going to keep going live every night. Peace.